North Pole Hotline.
We've decked the halls for our holiday party. Now we need to get decked out, too.
Get to Old Navy.
Old Navy?
Yep, get up to 50% off store-wide now on party-perfect styles like velvet tops and pixie pants.
Up to 50% off. It is the season to be jolly.
Jeans and sweaters start at just $15 with tops from just $7.
Ooh, we need those styles fa-la-la-la fast.
Buy online and pick up in store for free. And don't forget to redeem your Super Cash now through Tuesday to save even more.
Kids, we're going to Old Navy.
Holiday your heart out with up to 50% off store-wide at Old Navy and OldNavy.com. Valid through 12/4 select styles only. Other exclusions apply. See stores for details.
Blog Talk Radio.
Caution, the tea is hot. Blow it off first, okay? Dishing tea with Big Meach.
Hello, hello, hello. It's another glorious day, my tea sippers, and you know what time it is. I hope you have all of your comforts together because it's time to dish the tea. And you're dishing darlings, with Big Meach.
Can't wait. Time to dish tea with Big Meach. Time to dish tea with Big Meach. Time to dish tea with Big Meach. Time to dish tea with Big Meach.
Darling.
Then you came along just to have your tender ways. Thrilled me for days and days. I don't care what nobody say. I want you for always. Now that I've found you, I wanna stay around. You gon' make me yours, make me yours. You already claimed my heart and my soul. Now I want you to take full control. Lucky enough to meet a guy with all your charm, to hold me with loving arms, make me feel secure and warm, cause my heart to run. And now that I found you, I wanna stay around. You so make me yours, make me from the far place overseas. Black, yellow, or white, straight, gay, or somewhere in between. Yeah, we all wanna. And if I would give love to all unwanted children. Your freedom. Every man, woman, and child deserves the right to be free. One nation under God, with liberty and justice for all. But it makes no difference who you are or what color you happen to be. As long as you're alive and breathing. Sing, Daddy. This has got to be one of your needs. All I want is mine. Hey, 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 hey. Hey, you believe. All it wants. Where would you be without your freedom? Where would you be without your freedom? Where would you be without your freedom? Where would you be without your
And hello out there in Blog Talk Radio land here in the glorious United States of America and across the globe. I want to say hello to all of my tea sippers over there in Germany and Italy and France and Uruguay and Argentina. We have folks in Taiwan. We got folks in Bolivia. We have folks in Russia. We have folks in Afghanistan. I'm listening, tuning in. For those of you who are within the sound of my voice, and it's another glorious day, my tea sippers. And you know what time it is, Madonna. So I hope you have all your comforts together because it's time to dish tea. And you're dishing tea, darlings, with Big Meach. That's right. What's going on, babies? Honey, I hope y'all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope y'all have had a wonderful, wonderful time celebrating and doing the things that it is that we do during the season, honey. Now, y'all know I have a personal little thing with this season because I call this the buying your way into heaven season. Because for the most part, everybody wants to feel as though this is the time when we're supposed to do for the needy and this, that, and the other. But need has no season as far as I'm concerned. But for those of you who are feeling benevolent and things of that nature, honey, I encourage you to do so. If you're not doing it throughout the year, honey, this is the one time you're inspired to do it, then okay, we'll accept that too. So be that as it may. If you want to call in and talk with our guest today, the number to call in is 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. When you call in, just press the number one time. You'll hear the prompt to say, you are now in the host queue. When you hear that, that means that we're ready to get you in. I will bring you up at the appropriate time because your hand will be raised on my board here, okay? Coming to you live right now, I am at American Intercontinental University. This is where I attend school. So, darlings, I had to maneuver around, float around, this, that, and the other because, child, we're in finals. And everybody got projects due and things, and so I'm going to be up here after the show to finish my project and all of that there. Ha! Guess what my project is, honey? I had to write a song, produce a song, put the tracks together, this, that, and other. I have no clue as to what I'm doing because I'm not a musical engineer. I am a lyricist. And so I had to get somebody to do a track and this, that, and the other. So now I got to mix it together. We better see what this is going to be, right? So this is going to get fun for me. So that's what we're doing here. So thank you to AIU for letting me come up here and dish my tea the way that we do here. Let me say this, that dishing tea for Big Meach, dishing tea with Big Meach, I said for. Dishing tea with Big Meach is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situation at hand, okay? So your listening discretion is advised. Again, I will repeat, dishing tea with Big Meach is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not intended for children or anyone who is not mature and or responsible enough to handle the situations at hand. So your listening discretion is advised, okay? So having said all that, let me say this right here and right now, honey, that, you know, I have earned the right to every 3 or 4 or 5 or 16, 17, 125 letter and or syllable word that comes out of my mouth. So, honey, at this particular time, child, listen, it is what it is, okay? If you have children around you, honey, now is the time for you to put them in the other room, honey, with the other flat screen and let them watch Dora or SpongeBob or Bert and Ernie or Big Bird and Snuffleupagus or somebody, honey, Kate and Allie, Laverne and Shirley, okay? Cagney and Lacey. Okay, Starsky and Hutch, honey, somebody. Put them over there, honey, because, see, now is the time for the grown and sexy to become the seasoned and sophisticated, okay? So get your tea together, honey. Let's make that happen, okay? Because I am not going to sit down. I'm not going to entertain any kind of anything from any of you bitches who sit up and say that you have been demerited, got demotions, got whatever, on your job, on your place or whatever, because you were not governing yourself accordingly, okay? So please govern yourself accordingly, because I'm not going to, I won't entertain it, whether I'm at the Walgreens, the Walmart, the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, Saks Fifth Avenue, if I'm on Monterey, if I'm on the plane, if I'm on the train, wherever I am, I will not entertain any of that, because I need for you to be responsible enough to handle your business, honey. So consider yourselves warned at this time. You understand? Okay? So let's make that happen, people. Let's make that happen. Let's make that happen. So having said all that, let's see, do I have any special announcements? Yes, we do. December 18th, we're going to have our Christmas Bazaar here at AIU. So if you're in the Atlanta area, AIU, American Intercontinental University, we will be having our Christmas Bazaar December 18th. And this here is for you to come and get your last-minute Christmas gifts or whatever. I would be one of the merchants, and I will have a table, and I will be selling my oils from my new line, Sensuality. It's all about the tea, baby. Okay? And also signing copies of my latest book, Revelations, Affirmations, and Confirmations. So, yes, come on down. I have a wonderful deal for the Christmas holiday. It's going to be buy 2, get 1 free of the oil. So the oils are $5 for a nice little, 6-ounce roll-on bottle. So those are $5. So you buy 2, get 1 free. So, okay, so that means that's 6 for $20. Catch it. And my books are originally $15, but for Christmas we're going to let them go for $10. So an autographed copy of the book will be $10. So I think I'm going to extend this deal online, but if you buy it online, you have to pay for your own shipping, okay? So please feel free to go to my webpage. It's newly designed. Go to dishingtea.com and find out more information. Now, look, this sale is only through Christmas, honey. I may extend it for Kwanzaa as well. So as a matter of fact, I think I will. So we're going to do all that up until January 1st. So from now until January 1st, 2019, all of my oils will be buy 2, get 1 free. So that's okay. Or we're going to get 6 for 20, okay? 6 for 20. There you have it. There you have it. All right? So let's make that happen, people. And it would be a wonderful, wonderful Christmas gift, okay? Because I have scents that you may not know, they're original scents, we do have a sampler pack. I have a 5-piece sampler, the small sampler. That's $5. And then we have the larger one where you get all of my scents that I have, a sample bottle of all of my scents. And that there would be $15. So, yeah. So keep that in mind if you want to try that particular thing. So, again, all of that's up on the website. Go to the website right now, www.dishingtea.com. Okay? So that there is my special announcement. The tea room is not going to be open today because we're having computer problems. These computers are not set up for it. I had to upgrade the flash player and all of that, and because this is a corporate computer, I don't have the access to do that. So the tea room will not be open today. So, again, if you want to come on in, the number to call is 347-205-9183, okay? So having said all that, let me get my sponsors to come on up in here and say a few words, and then we're going to get going, okay? So with that, I will be right back.
PharaohsTreasureBox.com, a quality online Detroit mobile business. Custom, affordable, high-quality, handcrafted art, jewelry, gifts, and accents for you, your event, home, office, or business. Contact Peter Jackson, Artistic Director, at 248-688-5178. 248-688-5178. PharaohsTreasureBox.com, embracing a fusion of cultures and making art beautifully affordable.
Do you need more exposure? Do you need more fans? Are you planning to be wealthy and successful in business? The 365 Days of Radio campaign is a business training program teaching you how to build your brand, business, product, or service, how to meet and network with people in other cities, how to make connections with other business owners, and how to talk about your business on an open platform. All the tools you need before you speak to investors, advertisers, and or sponsors. Are you ready to receive money and make it to the next level? Education is the key to success, and experience is the best teacher. Learn from the comfort of your own personal remote location. The 365-day radio campaign is a business training program. For business training, tuition, schedules, and fees, please call Pastor Don Jr., CEO, and the winning team at 818-358-5722. That's right, Pastor Don Jr., CEO of the winning team at 818-358-5722.
Maggie Lee's Community Center offers a unique array of programs designed to improve the lifestyle and well-being of the community. Located at 7700 Puritan Avenue in Detroit, Maggie Lee's Community Center specializes in child care and latchkey services, as well as senior citizen activities and block club functions. For more information about Maggie Lee's Community Center, call 313-737-9042. Maggie Lee's Community Center, giving the people a chance to show how much they have to contribute. Double Exposure Media Relations is a full-service public relations, marketing, and artist development firm specializing in urban culture and lifestyle. Spearheaded by the Henry Hingers of hip-hop, Mr. Angelo Ellaby, Double Exposure serves to educate its clients about the dollars and cents of the music industry. For more information about Double Exposure Media Relations, call 201-224-6510. 201-224-6510. Double Exposure Media Relations.
Then you came along just to have your tender ways, build me for days and days. I don't care what nobody say. eternity. Lucky enough to meet a guy with all your charms, to hold me with loving arms, make me feel secure and warm, cause my heart to run. And now that I found you, I wanna stay around you. So make me yours, make me yours. Oh, and now that I found you, I wanna stay around you. So make me yours, baby. Take me, baby, make me what you want me to be. So whatever you need, you can always find in me. Love me, baby, and keep me by your side. So wherever you go, I'll go and be satisfied. Make me yours, baby. Make me yours. 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 To make me yours, baby. I need you to make me yours. Now that I found you, I wanna stay around you. So make me yours, make me yours. Yeah, yeah. So make me yours. I wanna be yours, baby. I wanna be yours. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. I'm all yours. Hey, yeah. Make me yours.
And we are back. If you're just tuning in, would like to come in on the conversation, the number to call is 347-205-9183. That's 347-205-9183. Yes. All right, my darlings, honey, this here. Now, y'all already know, honey, I consider this girl to be one of my sisters from another mister, honey. And I have a good time, honey, every time she comes back here to the show. We are going to have a little bit of fun, honey. We're about to dish some tea or dunk a few crumpets as we are welcoming, like I said, my sister from another mister back to the show. Now, you may know her as an R&B diva. You know her as a singing gal who has graced us with several projects all the way from Chapter 1 to Chapter 6, the live acoustic sessions, the collaboration with Music Soulchild on the 9 album, and the latest project, honey, the Rebirth of Soul. Now, some of you may know her from her rich collaborations with Kanye West, All Falls Down, and of course you do know her as one of the co-hosts of Sister Circle Live, but right here and right now, we're going to get to know her in another capacity. She has added author to her pedigree, and she is revealing to us her innermost struggles with body image and the plight she's been on towards self-discovery and authenticity. So, ladies and gentlemen, it is my esteemed privilege to welcome back to Dishing Tea with Big Meach none other than the one I call my big, well, I can't say big sister because I'm older than her, but in a lot of regards, she can be a big sister. This is the one and only Syleena Johnson. Miss Johnson, my darling, honey. Welcome to Wakanda.
How are you? Welcome to Wakanda.
Wakanda.
Welcome
now,
to the Wakanda.
Lovely, honey. I am everything, and everything is me. I just want to say thank you for your time. Give my husband kisses to the children and a handshake from me to your husband because I know, it's Wednesday, so I'm going to be quick, honey. I know it's a runaround day for you.
Yes, child. I'm on my way somewhere now, child, trying to get the food for us to eat, child.
Okay. So let's get into this. Baby, I'm going to tell you, I have not been able to finish, but what I have read of this book, Miss Thing, Miss Girl, Miss Sister, Miss Baby, Miss Love. Okay. We are really going deep.
and we're filtering, and we're soul searching, and we are standing firm and approving, and becoming unapologetic, and then forgiving ourselves and carrying on. So let's talk about this journey about the wait is over. What is it that brought you to this particular time in your life where you needed to chronicleize this in book form?
Well, I've been working on this book for 5 years, so it's always been time for this. It's always been time for this for other women, not just myself, but for other women. And for me, I guess God just would have it, be what it is now, in this moment when I have this platform. As far as Sister Circle is concerned, I have a platform to kind of get it out to, more women. So, I just think timing is God's clock, not really my own, but it's always been time to talk about women and body issues and stress, child. That's always the top of the issue of life.
Okay. So now, let me get into this because you say something very powerful in the book that most will read and will gloss over, I think. But I think it is just a strong statement. And that is when you say, as children, the mantra in many, 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 many African-American homes, honey, has been, you got to clean your plate. Everything that we do is around food, our celebrations, our tragedies, honey. Someone passes this, you got to go to the repast because somebody done fried some chicken and somebody done made some potato salad. So, everything that we do, we celebrate around food. But that thing about you got to clean your plate. Let's start there with the whole body imaging and carrying on, because oftentimes, most of us, we do that. We overeat. You full, but you can't get up from the table till you clean that plate, and then you eat yourself sick or your stomach hurt and this, that, and the other. What was that journey like when you were writing this? How was that for you to relive those experiences and talk about that from your childhood perspective?
Well, actually, in writing my book, I did fall back. I fell into a depression again, which was quite fascinating because I actually did relive some of these things that let me know that I wasn't really done cleansing from some of these issues. However, let's talk about cleaning our plates. Black people were told to clean their plates all the way from slavery. We got the scraps. We were told, don't you waste that food. So the general mentality of black people is that you'll never have more than what you need. So we always think that we have to hold on to absolutely everything. And sometimes that could be food. And now it has evolutionized into baggage, mental, emotional, physical stress. So cleaning your plate is synonymous to holding on to things that we really don't need. We don't know how to let anything just sit there. We don't know how to take what we need and go. And so because of it, it has caused disease, in our bodies, and because of that mentality, disease in our minds.
That's very powerful right there. I like that. What you say, clean our plates. And see, clean your plate. Oh, my God, that's a whole nother mantra, honey. And a whole nother metaphor.
That's a whole word, actually. That's a word. I might have
Hello?
to
Okay, tell somebody.
At the expo, Clean Your Plate might be the name of my speech. Thank you, Meach. I think I'm going to use that. I can go all day on Clean Your Plate, low key.
Yes.
I can break it all the way down, yes.
Sister, you just sit up there and said that, we don't know how to let it sit. We don't know how to just take what we need and go. And I'm looking back over my own life because I'm always like, okay, I'm in the mindset it can't go in the trash. You can't throw it away. You know what I'm saying? So if don't nobody else get it, then maybe I'll get it. We good with bring a Tupperware because
we never think we have enough and that we're not enough.
Right.
We're never enough. So we have to get everything we can while we can.
Sister,
That's good. That's good. That's real good.
We almost ended the
That's
show.
real
Like,
good. I need Miss Quad on this one. I need Miss Quad on this one.
Yeah, we almost ended the show. That was a word. You said a word. My God.
Okay. So now let's do this. Let's do this. I know I'm the official, unofficial co-host over there.
You definitely are. You're definitely the Twitter co-host, if nothing else. You're the definitely Twitter co-host of Sister Talk. Now that's for sure.
But let's go here because see, let me get your take on this, because one of the things about African American community is that we pride ourselves on our thickness. You know, we got to be curvy, we got to be hippie. You know, a nice derriere, honey. The girls got to be together. As far as men are concerned, and I like big men, you know, a man's power is his body, honey. If he ain't big and strong, and you know, if he's not body beautiful as in a bodybuilder, then he needs to look like he worked. You know, he can pick up cars or whatever and do the thing, looking like the football player and carrying on. What was that like for you? Because now you're a woman, you have height on you, and then you have your thickness as well. So what was that disparage for you with maintaining an identity? Because for a lot of us, we are only known for our physicalities. You know, hey, I'm Big Meach because at one point I was almost 500 pounds. So because I was a large man, I'm big. You know, hey, biggin. You know, what's up, Chief? You know, we have those monikers that we do. So what is that like? And was that a struggle for you to be a woman who, you know, is curvy and thick or whatever, and yet saying, I need to tone this down somewhere? What was that like?
Well, curvy and thick is black is the hood. So that's black culture. I'm not going to, you know, I'm healthy. My waistline to hip ratio is right, so I'm good. However, being tall, on the other hand, is something that I can't do anything about. So, you know, it's one thing to have body, you know, and then throw height on it. Makes it, you know, it personifies. It makes it even more, it makes it louder. It makes it bigger. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that has been the challenging part, the fact that I was so tall. And so, you know, and coming into an industry where all the ladies were 5 feet wet, you know what I'm saying? 20 pounds. Maybe 110 pounds, you know. It made me feel very separate from what my actual craft is or what I thought was, you know, like I'm not included or like I'm not involved or like I'm not the same, you know, or I don't measure up to my actual job. So I spent a lot of time trying to fit into a mold that was just not possible. And again, trying to clean my plate. Trying to get as much as I can, to be as much as I can for someone else. When the truth is, I already had what I needed. I had more than enough. And it was just about loving on me and being like, yeah, that's y'all, but look at what's over here. This is this.
Okay.
You know, I'm popping. Yeah, you got to know that you popping inside yourself. Because then when you know that, then other people will follow suit. But you can't teach folks how to love you if you don't love you more than anything. So I just had to learn that, and it took a long time. But I'm so glad that I'm at that place now. Now I feel like people want to be my size. You know, like I don't feel like I'm the minority. I feel like I'm blessed. You know, I feel like I'm unique. I feel like I'm a glamazon. I feel like I feel happy that I don't look like everybody else. I feel wonderful that I stand out. So, but that took a long time. That took a long time.
Okay. Now let's go here, because as a woman, and see, I remember our very first interview, and I asked this question about being in this business, and is known for sex, drugs, and rock and roll and maintaining your integrity. But now here we are with this particular dynamic of, am I good enough? Am I enough just to hold my own? And yet the pressures from the menfolk, because you got the menfolk that say, stay the way that you are because they're trying to have ulterior motives. Then you got the men folks that were like, no, you too big. We need you to be, Miss Twiggy, Stardust or whatever, in order for you to do X, Y, and Z. And then comes offering drugs and other stimulants to get you to that particular size. What was that dynamic for you in your self-discovery? Because chapter 2, when we met, honey, you was on chapter 2 going into chapter 3, honey, and that was my mantra, honey. Okay. And all of that. So the voice, child, that was my mantra. So, and in listening to your story here with the book and going back to the voice of chapter 2, what was that struggle? Because I'm connecting those two for this.
For me, it was, I don't know, it was tough. Going through that was tough because that's because I didn't really know myself. And because I didn't know myself, I didn't know who I was supposed to be, obviously. So I was able to be swayed by anyone, man, woman, child, as to what they thought or what I thought I was supposed to be. But again, you have to make yourself the norm. You have to convince yourself that you're the norm. That's what I had to do. I had to understand that, listen, this is how God made you. There's their opinion, your opinion, and then there's how God made you. You're supposed to be made this way. There's a purpose on why you look the way you look. There's a purpose on why you stand out. There's a purpose why your voice sounds different. There's a purpose why you write your own lyrics and you have something to say. There is a reason for these concepts. So I could not waste any more time wandering around this earth worrying about things. I was majoring in the minor, worrying about things that are not going to matter, actually. The things that matter is the impact that I have, not the impact that I don't. So
how about that?
I just had to really reverse my thinking and train of thought. Now, it took a while, and I did have to go through many ups and downs before I could, have the proper revelation of all of this. But I'm just very glad that I know God, because in knowing Him, you can change anything. And in knowing Him, you know everything.
How about that? Okay, now that's the word right there. Let me read this passage from page 7 that stuck out to me, because this is very, very, very telling. You said, my perception of body image was non-existent until things outside of my home life began to put a spotlight on it. There is one memory that sticks out from me from my childhood, because it was my introduction to body image and or awareness of others' opinions of someone else's body. My mom took my sister to the doctor, and commentary from the physician suggested my sister was overweight or in need of losing weight. My mother told the entire family about the comments from the doctor, and my sister was teased about the situation by my cousins and other family members. At the time, I didn't know any better, so I teased her as well. It was unheard of for anyone in my family to have weight issues. Not only was it unheard of, but the idea that the doctor would give such information without advising on how to mentally handle the situation added insult to injury. I guess because he was a family physician, he wasn't really concerned with what this may have done to a child. But then again, black people aren't really concerned aren't really concerned with getting therapy anyway. So I suppose that was irrelevant at the time. Today I look back and know that that situation had to be extremely uncomfortable for my mom and for my sister. That's from The Weight Is Over, page 7. Let's go and let's break that down just a little bit, because in us being children and how that particular memory move forward in your life, because as we say, oftentimes we don't know how to, as a whole, we as a culture do not take therapy easily and don't know to get therapy. And then what we think is normal, we laugh at folks and things of that. Child, I need to lose 20 pounds. 20 pounds where? In your head? Boy, you ain't big enough. And so because of that, that ridicule and that scorn, most of us will sit down and say, oh, well, maybe I don't. But yet when I walk up the steps, my knees hurt, or I'm having problems breathing, and that's uncomfortable for me. But, okay, they say I don't. So what was that in reflecting on that memory and then looking back over your life with such other instances as that, what was it that was the lesson that you learned?
You know, I don't know if it was a lesson, but I definitely opened my eye. It opened my eyes to what is really going on out here. You know what I'm saying? As far as how people think. You know, my mom raised us in a bubble. She sheltered us. So we didn't know anything but the love she gave, and that is all, which is actually wonderful. But unfortunately, that's not the real world. So I did learn, you know, I was exposed to some of the negative, you know, perceptions that go on in our world. And I guess I learned, too, that mental health is even more important than physical health. When I look back on it, had my sister been talked through that properly, that could have changed a lot of how we view our bodies to this day.
Okay. Now, in the book, darling, you go through and you get very personal in the section called The Wife, honey. Okay? Yeah. The wife. And an understanding how you had to come into being the wife, okay, and then being the mother. What was it in writing the book that you had to heal from specifically? Was it guilt or was it uncomfortability? Because in talking about the babies being born and carrying on, and then some of what I'm perceiving to be, you know, maybe self-blame with, you know, with Kingston and you know, what was all that for you, and how therapeutic was that in coming through that in the writing?
It just let me know that there's still pain, that the pain is still there, and that healing is not complete. Healing is not complete. So I need to work on that. And sometimes, you know, especially African Americans, Black people, we're so used to dealing with opposition that we will see problems and push them under the rug because there's other things to do. We don't have time to deal with it. But what I did was I just harbored it in my spirit, and it wasn't done. And so when I wrote the book, it dredged it back up again.
Very interesting. Very interesting. Now, in writing the book, because I know you and Kiwan had went through and y'all did a couple therapy things and this and the other, you know, the family went on Iyanla and those kinds of things, and you guys have been very public. But with the book, did this reveal that there were some things that maybe you were still harboring and you thought you dealt with, or was this a whole new awakening for you? But like, wow, and then you come to the conclusion that you said that there's still pain there, and now I'm still a work in progress.
It was just that, you know, and just maybe I guess a whole new thought. Well, one, the same stuff I hadn't dealt with properly. Two, one thing that's new is that, wow, you're not dealing with stuff. You feel me? So that's like, man, you think you be dealing with stuff. You think you're handling it. You think you got it all going on. When the truth is, you don't. You know, you just tabled the issue. You tabled your feelings and went on about your business.
Message right there. What did you table it? You did not go to the business. Okay, I just had a flashback of being in all several times of business meetings. Okay, and we got to take a vote, but we gonna table that because ain't nobody ready to talk about it. But we done tabled this for 6 months. Okay.
Yes.
And it's still here. You know. Right. Okay, now let's go here real quick, and that is out of your self-discovery. You know, I love your mommy's workout, honey. Okay, and also, you know, Syleena.com. You know, when you decided to take this on, okay, and to now be, you know, a health guru for women, how did you measure up to that responsibility? You know, and then how was it that you made yourself comfortable with, like, yeah, I can do it, you know, and I could use myself as the example?
How did I do what now? I'm sorry.
How
I'm sorry,
how
Meach,
are you
it got loud.
able to accept the responsibility to say, you know what, I am going to be this fitness guru, if you will, and I'm going to use myself as the example so we could get healthy together. Because oftentimes, one of the things that we do as a people, we got to have somebody to point a finger at. You know what I'm saying? See, it was your fault. I followed your diet plan, and I didn't. And see, we always want to point the blame at somebody else. And so in order, when you stepped into this world to say, okay, I am a fitness person, I am, going to sit down and talk about nutrition and this, that, and the other, how did you come to accepting that responsibility and then being comfortable with it?
Oh, well, I've always been into health and fitness my whole life, so it wasn't uncomfortable. And because I'm okay with me, because I'm accountable, I'm accepting of who I am and my ups and downs and mistakes. There's so many women like me. There's so many men like me. There's so many people that struggle with the right thing to do. And plus, I went and furthered my education by getting a degree in nutrition science. So, I'm true to this. This is something that I'm passionate about. My son suffered from allergies. My other son has autism. So it makes sense to be able to need to be able to feed them properly. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of the foods right now are killing them.
Oh, okay. Now, okay. Let's go back to that mama hat right now, because I know on the show, we get real passionate. You got to go.
Yes, but can I call you back?
Yeah, baby.
Let me call you back, and then I'm gonna give me.
Okay, we'll take a commercial break.
Take a commercial break on it. Yes. Give me about 20, 30 minutes, and I'm gonna call back.
Okay, that's cute.
Yes,
that's cute.
Because we got it
break.
all going on. We got to get it going on.
Okay, right. All right, baby. I'm gonna take a little break right here. You go ahead. I'll wait for you to come on back in. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we're gonna take a commercial break right here with Syleena and let her take care of what she needs to take care of, because she got the kids with her and things, and she on mommy duty right now, child. So we got to make sure that happens. Okay, but in the meantime and in between time, we're gonna sit right here. And what I'm going to do here, I want to open up the phone lines and let you guys come in, and we can talk about health and fitness and that kind of thing, because you guys know, right now I told you guys before, and if you missed the Facebook Lives and carrying on, I tell you guys all the time that I've become paranoid with my weight and carrying on. I love being a man of size, honey, because I always have been. All of my life, I have been a man of size. Even at the times when I was the 34-inch waist and carrying on, I was still the biggest person in my crew and carrying on, because, I'm 6'4" now. But in high school and carrying on, I was always the big one, and I was always, that, because I was a 34. Then when I got up to a 36, that was one thing. Everybody else, they 27, 25, 27, 29, 30, 31 waist, So I've always been a big person and carrying on, so much so to where I remember in junior high school in Detroit, I was going to Southeastern just before I transferred to Cody. And coming out of the lunchroom, child, the football coach wanted to recruit me to play football. Now, I'm not a sports person like that, honey. And I was like, no. And so he come knocking me and hitting me all in my chest and carrying on. And wanted to bring me onto the team, because he was like, yeah, you what we need, and blah, 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 blah. And I never accepted that invitation, honey, because at that particular time, I was on the precipice of coming out. And things that, being around boys like that made me nervous and all that. And I was uncomfortable in the locker rooms and all that kind of stuff. So I never took his invitation. But at the same time, I have always been a man of size. I've always been big. Okay. At my heaviest, I got up to like 495 pounds. Okay. So just a step away from 500. And you guys know my journey and things and health issues that I've had with hernias and all of that. And I was forced to have a gastric surgery to prepare me for hernia surgery or the abdominal reconstruction. So there was multiple things that were going on here. And of course, one of the things that I got tired of is always having to go through this about, oh, you too big, your weight is this, your weight is that. And then also, and we're going to ask Syleena about this, and that there is medications and things because, dealing with health issues and you have medications that make you gain weight because with my asthma, they put me on steroids, okay, that damn prednisone. And any of you out there who know or take prednisone is a steroid, and that shit go make you eat. Okay, you have all kinds uncontrollable cravings and carrying on. And so there was that. And then one of the things when I started really noticing that I was gaining weight on purpose was during my college years, just before I dropped out of college. We wasn't calling it HIV then. It was flat out AIDS at the time. And this was back in 1987. 87, 88. Okay, I'm 17, 18 years old, and I had just started Wayne State University, but I was also sexually promiscuous. I had just, wanted to be fabulous and come out and this, that, and the other, honey. So the world was at my fingertips, and I was going to all the tea rooms and this, that, and the other, honey. I knew where to go find the boys and all of that, and that had consumed my life, so much so to where sex became my addiction. At the same time, around campus, there was a rumor that had got started that I had AIDS. And so at that particular time, because medicines were not what they were, the telltale sign for those who were positive or whatever was that they were losing weight. They could keep weight on them, okay? So that's when I purposely started eating to gain weight. And so then you got that nervous eating. I did a lot of security work, child. I've been a security officer and doing security work since I was 18, okay? And so, you're sitting around and you're idle and you're eating. And we're going to get with that with Syleena, too, because she talks about that in the book, about having healthier snacks and all of that. But I'm eating, and, so you're sitting around and boredom causes that eating. Boredom causes, just that frivolousness, Then all of a sudden you get a taste for something, and at the time, I used to have a cherry pie with some Cheetos and either a Faygo Red Pop or a Sprite. Okay, that was my little go-to snack, honey. That was the snack. That was the snack, child. Okay, and you had to have some crunchy Cheetos. Okay, and no, you didn't need the Flaming Hots or whatever. I had to have them just the crunchy ones because the puffy ones what didn't do. It didn't do well with the cherry pie or apple, but most of the time I had cherry. So that there was the go-to snack. So I'm sitting around here on my little security job, sitting behind a desk at a booth somewhere, and I'm constantly just popping it, because I was bored. So then I started gaining weight, and when I started gaining weight, then the rumors about me having AIDS had started to subside. Well, then I dropped out of college because I had just completely got burned out at that time. And then, I had realized that my going to school was to keep my parents happy because they had divorced or whatever. But as long as I was bringing home good grades, it kept everybody happy. And I was tired of that at that particular moment. I wanted to live for me. If I was going to school, it was going to be for me. And at that time, I wanted to be fabulous. And I was traveling down to Toledo and things. We bumping in Toledo and all that old bullshit. And going across the country here and there, to different little bars and carrying on and getting my swerve on and doing my little strip tease on the dance floor and things because I went out to go dance most of the time. And so all this, was how I then became the size that I was because slowly but surely the 36s became 38s. The 38s became 42s. I didn't go to 40. I went from 38 to a 42 waist, okay? And then from a 42, I went to a 44. From a 44, I did have a 46 in dress pants for half a second. Then next thing I know, I'm a 48, and I tried to stay there. When I got into the 50 range, it was ridiculous, okay, because I was tricked into it. I went shopping for some pants, and I was with my friends Rusty and Shane, and I'm sitting here trying to get the pants or whatever, and Rusty, here, try these on, because these are your size, and I just grabbed them because I'm half naked or whatever. I said, okay, cute, and I like the pants. I said, all right, and so I just put them on, and what is going on? I'll be damned. Did somebody hit the fire alarm? You have got to be playing. Get up out of here. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm hoping this is false, but shit. Lord have mercy. Let me go find out what's going on. Let me go to commercial real quick. I'll be right back. Hopefully I don't have to cut this off because I'm waiting on Syleena to come on back. As a matter of fact, let me just play a Syleena song right now. And then we'll do that. I'll do the one I did at the top of the show.
Hey, baby. I've been meaning to ask you something. Should I get down here on the floor? Tell me where you want me. Show me how I want it. Show me how you do push-ups. Show me how to work my legs. Think I'm gonna need a partner. Baby, can you help me stretch? Getting hot, so hot for your love. Tell me how many times you wanna do this. So hot, boy, I can't get enough. I'm really flexible. Let me prove it. Boy, I can't wait until you get me in shape. Come be my personal trainer. My heart is pumping, baby, put it in back. Just tell me how me do that. Come be my personal trainer. Fuck me out, I mean, it make me feel like boy, I ain't scared. Come back, come be my personal trainer. You got me sweating, baby, let's get it on. I wanna tighten, come on, come be my personal trainer. Can we do Pilates, baby, in and out? How about a little yoga, downward facing dog? Exercise my body, baby, exercise my mind. However long it takes, boy, won't you take your time? And I'm getting hot, so hot for your love. Tell me how many times you wanna do this, baby. So hot, boy, I can't get enough. I'm really flexible, let me prove it. Boy, I can't wait until you get me in shape. Tell me how me do that. I'll be my personal trainer. Put me on, baby, make me feel like boy, I ain't scared. Come on, be my personal trainer. You got me sweating, baby, let's get it on. I wanna tighten, come on, be my personal trainer. Count it down now, baby. 2, 3, 4.
Dishing Tea with Big Meach is for mature audiences, and the language and or subject matters that you hear on this program are not suitable for children or anyone who is not mature or responsible enough to handle the subject matters. So your listening discretion is advised.
And we are back.
This is Blue Mitchell, and I want to give a standing ovation to Big Meach on Dishing the Tea with Big Meach, Blog Talk Radio Network. Much love, baby.
Thank you, Blue. So I'm back, honey. Oh, I'm pissed as hell, honey, and twice as fucking evil. So nobody knew these fuckers are sitting up here doing a damn fire drill. This was a drill. It wasn't even this was a drill. Okay? Nobody said anything. And since I've been here at this school, this is the first time we've ever had a damn drill. And yes, God, I tell you the God honest truth. This here is where it's at, babies. This is where it's at. Now, let me see. Who do I got here? Because I see y'all still here with me, so that there was real cool. For those of you who want to come, y'all want to come on up in, and if you want to say something here, let's do that, and we're gonna make it happen. I got to turn these lemons into lemonade or something or another, child. You know what I'm saying? So, bada boom, bada fucking bing, honey. Oh, Lord. 470-383. I'm bringing you on up in here because I said you still here with me. Your mic is hot, baby. Talk to me. You dishing tea with Big Meach, and let's dunk a few crumpets, baby. I'm so pissed right now.
Oh, calm down. Put some powder on the flour now. It's all right. Calm down. Calm down. It's your boy Big Red, Atlanta Hot Radio. What's happening? You there, Meach? Big Meach, you there?
Okay, now you know what? I'm going to have to calm down for real. Because I notice that whenever I get excited or whatever, shit around me starts to happen. Because now my phone just cut off. Okay. I'm talking and the phone just cut off. So let me calm down. We'll change our thinking, change our mindset. You know, rainbows and unicorns right about now. Infiltrate butterflies. Mm-hmm. Whew. There we have it. Okay. This is going to be very interesting. I'm going to have to go up in here and probably do some miraculous things with this particular show. But then again, I know I'm not, but I'm going to just leave it like it is because, see, this is the beauty of live radio, and I can't make it up, child. I cannot make it up. The last time I had a fire alarm was right when the show first got started 9 years ago. And we were live on the air, and it wasn't on my end. It was on my guest end in her office. They had a fire alarm. So wow. So, all right, Big Red, what's going on? Talk to me.
All right, Big Meach, you hear me there?
I got you, baby.
Man, look here. Sorry about the mishaps, but God makes that plan. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's how come I had to calm. I have to calm myself because these are things that were out of my control, and there's no need to bitch moaning and complaining about it, because they were out of my control. So it's like it is what it is.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was actually trying to. I was really. I was highly interested in the show today because I've always been a major fan of Syleena. You know what I'm saying? Celebrity-wise, of course, you know what I do. You know what I'm saying? Atlanta Hot Radio. You know what I'm saying? Big entertainment music label. Now, I do my thing, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying? Syleena has always somebody I held dear to me like family. And I never had the, the actual chance to make acquaintance with her because we had so much in common, all the way up to having an autistic child. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And the fluctuation with the weight situation and everything, which, you know what I'm saying, at the same time, it kind of it drew me to her spirit, and then it became an emotional attachment because I kind of followed her. You know what I'm saying? I follow her and everything, and I see stuff going on with her. You know what I'm saying? I worry about her like a sister. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's like, but I've never met this woman. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like, you know what I'm saying, you being, you know what I'm saying, a good friend of mine. You know what I'm saying? And I knew you had a show today, and I'm like, okay, well, he has Syleena on there, so I just wanted to at least touch bases with her and see what's going on with her. See, you know, I want to get with her. I know she's gonna be back home with the book, but I know she's here where I'm at, and I want, you know what I'm saying, I want to get a copy myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm a supporter of all she does. You know what I'm saying? So
she's gonna be wonderful to hear that.
Right. I don't bootleg her at all.
Yeah.
If anybody, if Syleena drop an album today and she get one stream, she probably can follow it to my iMac.
Okay, this is the thing. Let me tell you, I was first introduced to Syleena by a DJ friend of mine because, well, for those of y'all who don't know, and I think most of y'all do, I am a gender illusionist. Miss Samantha Stevens' divinity is my alter ego. And I was introduced to Syleena by a DJ friend of mine who was playing her first song, I Am Your Woman, for another girl who was on the show. And I'm like, who in the hell is this? Because I need this song. And that's how I got introduced to her. Okay, and ever since then, I think I have damn near everything that this girl has recorded. Okay, even her version, she has even her version of Peace Pipe, the old BK Express.
Oh my
Express
goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! When she redid Peace Pipe, I went crazy.
Baby, when she did her version of Lauryn Hill's, I can't think of the name of the song, but her version of Lauryn Hill's song, I have that. I found music that she did when she was a teenager with her dad. And our very first interview, I played it, and she forgot what it was. She was like, who is that? I said, girl, that's you. She said, oh, my God, where did you find? I said, girl, yeah, honey, I went and dug for this girl. Okay. Her earlier writings and carrying on when she was starting off as a songwriter and stuff, because she wrote like most of the songs on that album and things. And so, and that was her first collaboration with her dad, and he was introducing her, you know. So I've been following this woman for a long time, and honey, I don't care what she's singing, honey, is going to be in my collection, you know. And so it's always a joy to be around her. I've been in her presence on many of occasions and things, and I have a real good time in her. And her sisters have become sisters of mine too, Celette and Celicia. You know, Dr. excuse me. Okay.
Right.
And so, you know, I feel like I'm a part of the family. And even Miss Mama Brenda, honey, you know, when I met Brenda, you know, hey, she's a spunky girl, honey. So, you know, I was hoping that we were going to continue. But when we bring her back for a part 2 to this, I do want to get more into the whole connection between her mother and the whole idea of this. And then what was that conversation that she had with her mom where she had to introduce, you know, her child with, you know, I think it's Kingston, K-Dan Kingston. Yeah, Kingston's the baby. Kingston, you know, that he was autistic, and having to introduce that to the family. How was that the family support rally? You know, and then how was that dynamic, you know?
And it's funny you say that because on one side of this, when you have an autistic child and you're hands-on, like I am, I'm hands-on with my son, you know, and you have one parent, which is his mom, that she has this ignorant ballast or balance with life of everybody's looking, everybody's staring, everybody's doggone bothering her baby or child or whatever, and then I have this balance of life with him where I'm teaching him independence and to fit in and to doggone how to build out of what, you know. Don't take it as something holding you back. Take it as something that's pushing you forward. You know what I'm saying? Different has always elevated the class of life. You know what I'm saying? Anything different has always rose above. And I take the strengths that he has and I teach him how to use them in public. You know what I'm saying?
Dig that.
So and that's why I like the doggone, you know what I'm saying? I like to come together with other parents that understands what's going on, and just like you want to know how to introduce to the family and all that stuff. That right there was a problem because I didn't have her support. I had to always do it on my own because she didn't want to, you know what I'm saying, she so overprotective of what people thought, and not knowing that everybody in my family embraced him and just fell in love with him. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, you need to be there to see the miracle that is the total opposite of what your mind is telling you. That's the devil trying to infiltrate love. You know what I'm saying? I said, you have to understand. He's family.
Dig that. Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Now, you know what? There's a couple of things that strike me with this, and that there is, you know, there's a program on television called Good Doctor, and that particular doctor is autistic. And, you know, to see that, you know, I marvel because, you know, I'm a big old crybaby and things. It does me well when I see the underdog win. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And so anytime that you know, you have that particular person who society has thrown and cast away or wanted to throw stones at it, you know, and wanted to lessen. When I see them rise above, like those with Down syndrome, and you see them able to work and this, that, and the other. Those with
able
autism,
to work, yeah.
And
you know, I saw a lawyer with Down syndrome.
Wow.
I saw a lawyer with Down syndrome, and it blew me away. And I'm like you, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know Tough Guy, Big Red. You know what I'm saying? Used to be the security guy. Got the hip hop artist and the R&B artist. But people don't understand what touches my soul. And you know, and I will drop a tear because I'm man enough to cry. You know what I'm saying? Not crying does not make you no man. I'm man enough to cry. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I see so much of this stuff out here, Meach, and I wish people would stop. And I always say this is my word: detergerize their thoughts. Clean them up and see the good in what you think is bad.
Okay, how about that? Okay,
you know what I'm saying? That is it's amazing to me how something that you can label as bad, it may have a whole lot of good in it because some people just think differently. Maybe it's not for you to understand. And that's what I get out of it. It's just not for you to understand. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna give you this quick story that's going on. Now, my son, I moved to Illinois. He's in Champaign, Illinois, because I helped his mom move up there for him to be in one of the #1 schools to help with what he has going on. Right.
Right.
Okay, so she's there. Now let me tell you what happened. This is only less than a month ago. We fought a year to get this tool through Apple to help him doggone speak and communicate because he's nonverbal, right?
Okay.
So they finally sent it to him. This thing is worth $3,900 and it's only programmed for autistic children. And she got it long enough to open the box up. She took him to school. She gave him the box and everything, gave it to the teacher, and told, you know, because the teacher knows that when they get it, they're supposed to program it with the lesson plans, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, she's supposed to wait and give it back to the parent, or get it safely back to the parent, so they can start working with the child at home, and it's like it becomes a whole circle of life where he's learning everything, whether he's home and in school. Do you know that he come home he came home without this iPad that was medically given to him? And when my ex went and asked about it, she act like she didn't know what happened to her. She said she thinks somebody took it. She don't know what happened.
Have mercy.
So how could you steal from a nonverbal autistic child, thinking that you came up on something, not knowing that the doggone iPad is totally locked down for autism only? You can't do nothing else with it than another iPad to do.
Wow. Okay.
And then the last thing they got on camera is the teacher with it in her hand. Huh?
I said, I hope it got a tracking device.
I'm sure it does. It's an actual Apple iPad. You know what I'm saying? It's just built for medical. You know what I'm saying? And what got me with this is I literally had to make her go to the doggone TV stations, and they did a full-blown story on this, and now the entire doggone Southern Illinois area is upset in an uproar over my child. My child is a celebrity right there. Right now, they're really up in an uproar. These people are trying to, like they were literally trying to figure out how to purge. You got millionaires that wanted to be anonymous. They were trying to figure out how to repurchase one, the whole 9 yards. So now we got the doggone people that runs Autism Institute for America actually fighting against the doggone school insurance to make them pay for another.
Ain't that nothing?
But the day his story aired, let me tell you, baby, let me tell you how it worked. The day his story aired, they had over 14,000 calls. They could not even handle the calls. And in less than 3 to 4 days, the people that didn't really understand and thought it was just a regular doggone, what they call them things, the regular tablets or whatever, they had over 117 tablets shipped to the doggone, to a TV station to be delivered to him. Letters, mails, gift cards, the whole 9 yards, everything.
Wow.
Because
see, that's the kind of stuff that does my heart good when we see the people come together, and that's so cliche to come together. When when we see the people become actively involved with one another,
exactly,
in a positive sense, because they saw the ill, they saw the wrong in it, and the people jumped to action. It was like, that's wrong. We want to correct this wrong. That's the beauty of us as a people. And that as a whole society in general, we're able to do that because that was wrong. Now, I just hope that the person who thought it was in their best interest to take it, honey, I hope they come through and do the right thing and bring it back or whatever, no questions asked and things of that nature. Call it grace. At this particular point, now it done became it's a criminal. You're a crime. This is the crime scene. You have become a criminal.
Yeah, because it have been it been on the news 3 times. They had it on the news 3 times, and the second time they tried to question the principal, and the principal ran in the office and closed the door.
Oh, of course, because see. Now, okay, let's do it. Okay, number one, they probably was not expecting him to come up with this kind of material, because see, now if we really want to start to break this down, see, it could be this case of how dare he be the one to get this and this and that. You know what I'm saying? Because we never know what's in the mind frames of people who become jealous and who think try to think for somebody. You try to run somebody else's pocket.
You're right. You're right. And the thing is, the crazy thing about it, you know what, Meach? I'm gonna tell you, people that work at school and everything, they are around our age group, okay? Now, them people know me from when I used to be in that town. They know me from when I used to be in that town. And when I was in that town, I was doing a lot of stuff that I'm not proud of now as an adult. But they know me. They almost was calling, pretty much some people was calling me the mayor of Champaign. Okay?
Wow.
They was doing that. And I was in the streets getting money like that for real. And I was a little crazy. But if I was to walk in that school right now and introduce myself and say, that is my child, if you pay attention, he has my government name. If I walk in right now, they will call the police before they speak to me.
Wow.
Because of my past. So right now, my ex and her grandmother and her mama really in them, I'm helping from a distance because they don't want me to come up there.
Okay.
Because they was like, please don't come up here because everybody in this town is still scared to death. And if they find out that's your child, it's gonna be some crazy.
Right. Okay.
And I'm not proud because I'm a whole nother guy now. You know what I'm saying? I'm a whole nother man. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this. I was a young boy man then, but I'm a man now. You know what I'm saying? And I think differently. You know what I'm saying? I do differently now. I jump out my car and help people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I do things a lot different now. I carry myself a whole nother doggone way. I have a lot of compassion in my heart now. And it's probably always been there. I just didn't know that it's okay to do it.
Exactly. It had to be nurtured because, see, here's the thing. Because a lot of folks will say they're not proud of that. I've done things I'm not proud of, and it's not necessarily whether you're proud of it or not. The thing of it is that those were the experiences that you had. This is the part of who I am. And now I have, we've changed from that. No, I'm not the person that I used to be. Okay, I'm not the person who I once was. Okay, because we've elevated from that. Okay, and thank God it's an elevation and not a decline. Because some folks will be at that particular level and they will decline from that particular point. You know what I'm saying? They get further in, they go down deep. They end up, the children end up becoming a product of their own demise. A demise from their own product, or whatever the case may be, and they will decline. Okay, y'all watch Nino Brown.
Right, exactly.
And carry it on.
Exactly.
So and in that, that there is what is the beauty of that is it says to the kind of power that you have, because even if you were to show up, see, you could show up in peace and see, because you are a person who could say, listen, all I want is, I don't want fuck the funny stuff. We don't need to take it. We don't need to go. We don't have to get gangster. Okay, so let's do the right thing so that it doesn't have to come to that. And that's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. That's a beautiful thing. But at the same time,
let me tell you, the day that it happened, I'm gonna tell you how ironic it was. The day that it happened, and I got on her and I told her, well, you call the police to make a report. You call the news and everything and tell them what's going on. And the news came right out and went live. Okay, and what's crazy is when it happened, and she said after they was gone, what made her call me after that, she was like, well, they said it'll be on at 5, 6, and 10, and she said they really gonna air it. I'm like, okay. I said, okay, that's cool. Then she hung up the phone from me. 30 minutes later, she calls me back, and she started asking me like, have you talked to anybody here, or you talked to anybody else? I said, no, I only talked to you and your mother, right? And she says, well, I don't know what to say. She said, because Terry and Corey and Big Sandwich and J-Dog, all of them is out in the front yard right now asking me what they want me to do. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. That's my past.
Right.
But they know that's my child because that was my crew. And they was ready to pull up and burn the school down.
Right.
They was ready.
Right.
And I'm like, yo. I said, had them come in the living room and put me on speaker. And then she did that. And I said, we're going to handle this, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do this the right way. I said, we ain't going to go that route and everything. Because they was talking about snatching. The teacher was the last one with it on camera. They was talking about snatching her up till it came back. I'm like, no.
Exactly.
We're not going to do that.
Right.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. Like that. So when they got done, they left and everything. My ex got on the phone. She said, boy. She said, what was you doing when we was here? She said, I just didn't pay you no attention. I know we were living good. I said, that's why I kept you out of it.
Exactly. Okay.
I said, but you got to understand, everybody don't know who they messing with. Whether it's a doggone disabled child, elderly lady, or, you know what I'm saying, or it's just me and you walking down the street. You never know who you're messing with. You know what I'm saying? We all God's children. You know what I'm saying?
Hey. Okay, now ain't that gospel right there. Okay.
Hey.
Well, all righty then.
But you tell Syleena.
I'm in a space right now because, see, the idea that I'm having, I just looked up. There's the Autism Society of Georgia, that's here up here in Roswell. And I know that they offer support groups and carrying on and this, that, and the other for parents of children with autism and things of that nature. But here's the thing that I'm thinking, and that is, see, they just had Autism Awareness Month. I think that was was it April? I mean, not April. August, September, one of the two. Was autism because they did the blue. I know when Syleena was on Sister Circle every day, or was it every Monday? Whatever it was, she would highlight a child and this and the other. And what I think would be
because I put a blue light on my front door.
Okay. what I think would be lovely would be some kind of form. I would love to have an autism fair, just for all our parents and to come down with their children, and then specifically for those with autism, to where they have some kind of carnival and stuff that's specifically designed to their needs. Because, there's some, that sound, throws them and this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
And it's a carnival that is specifically designed to the needs that speaks to autism and its myriad of expressions so that folks can really understand what it is. I think that would be just totally awesome if something like that were to go down.
Let me tell you something. I'm 100% in because the minute I found out my son was autistic, I was throwing once a month. I would throw parties 4 times a month when I started promoting. And once a month, one of those parties was dedicated to autism, and I give all the money to them. I would party all night. I could make $5,000, and I don't want a dime. I just write them thing out, and I mail it to them.
Right. Then let me ask you this as a man, because, see, women are always known to be the nurturers and things, and, Syleena talks about that in her book, The Wait Is Over, about, coming into motherhood and, having to deal with the pain of, oh, my God, what did I do? And was this my fault? And being over in Italy, when she was pregnant and stuff, could have been the food. Was I eating properly, and this, that, and the other. As a man, what was your journey with accepting that this is who your child is?
Well, I'm gonna tell you what it was, because it kind of blew me, and I'm one of them people that I can feel the depth, and I really started thinking about everything all the way down to what the government put in our food, and I was thinking, because from ages like 1 to maybe 3 or 4, he was totally normal in speaking.
Okay.
He was in his development stages, hitting them dead on, and then all of a sudden it just went in reverse. So I'm starting to think that the lady who was teaching him was teaching so far in advance that it was able to keep up with his autistic speed. We had him in a daycare that was teaching like babies 0 on up. Right? You know what I'm saying? They was doing all kind of little stuff like that. So I'm thinking that lady had a good program and really had everybody just far in advance, and he was on point. And if I'd have kept him with somebody like her, he probably would have doggone been graduating earlier, all that kind of stuff. Because even right now, autism with the classes and stuff he got doing up there, they tried to make him skip 8th grade and go to high school.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, because he's not slow. He just do, he won't communicate verbally, but he'll let you know. But he has his ways of letting you know what he wants, what he needs. You know what I'm saying? And by me being around him so many the first years, because she worked so much, it was me doing all the doctor's appointments and everything, and I was the maternal instinct. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I got so off into it. You know what I'm saying? Because I was the teacher aide, the doctor's appointments, the therapist appointments, the medication. I was the guy that doggone help her with homework, get her ready for bed, show him how to bathe himself. I taught him all that. All me, daddy and me. That's all it was. That's it. So I'm going to tell you how smart they are. He used to play his mom. When you talk about maternal instincts and intelligence with them, he had his mom do everything for him, all the way to tying his shoes and fixing a bowl of cereal. But when he with me, he'd get up and get dressed to go fix himself some cereal and then put his dirty dishes in the sink. Without my assistance.
Okay.
But when she's there, he pulled her in there to do it. So I stopped her one day. I said, "Yo, what are you doing?" She's like, "I'm finna fix him something to eat." I said, "What does he want?" She said, "He wants cereal." I said, "Okay, why are you doing it?" She looked at me crazy. So I told her, I said, "I don't do nothing." I said, "Little boy," I said, quit playing with your mama and go get you some cereal and hurry up so you get dressed." And he started laughing. and went into the Uncle kitchen, climbed up, got the box, got the bowl, got the milk out, poured the cereal, got a spoon, sat on the table. I said, why we got the milk out? He got up, put the milk in the refrigerator, and sat back down and ate his cereal. He sat in disbelief.
Now, you know what? Let me ask this, and I wonder if you consider this. The idea of having a father figure, or at least that masculine presence, you know, particularly because he is a boy, okay, at an age where boys, you know, bond with their fathers and want to be like their fathers, and, you know, they're still in the superhero phase of parenting, okay?
Exactly. Right, that's true.
Could it be also that in your teaching and developing with him and your special bond with him, that also could have been that masculine machismo thing that we naturally have? You know, because, you know, boys will always be mama's little boys, you know, and then become mama's boys or whatever. And then on top of it, you know, because they know how to manipulate. See, women teach their boys how to be manipulators because sons manipulate their mothers. Okay. And so when you got daddy said to that boy, you know, sit your ass down and you know, blah, 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 and that whole idea of, okay, this is serious, you know, I'm wondering if that also is the key to it, because I need to ask Syleena this when we talk again, because I know she just gives her husband Kiwan just kudos for being just a fantastic, phenomenal dad, and how he's hands on with his boys and carrying on, you know. And I'm wondering if that there is also a factor, because we always talk about, you know, that children need the benefits of two parents and this, that, and the other. But when it comes down to when we're dealing with other issues and we're dealing with autism, or we're dealing with other special needs, or we're dealing with kids who may have a disablement, asthma, or juvenile diabetes, or juvenile cancer, or whatever that is, it's that whole idea of the father being there. What is that medically? I wonder if they've done studies on that, or what that is.
It has to be something, because I'm going to tell you something. You can destroy yourself physically and mentally through emotion.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's true.
And the attachment of parents is an emotional attachment.
Mm-hmm.
It's emotional and it's spiritual. So if you can destroy the emotions and destroy the spirit, then you can destroy the body.
That's true.
I feel like, all right. So this is my whole overall. This is my coverage of it. Okay. I don't say I'm no doctor, but I've been through so much, and I'm a very good absorber. And when I went to medical school for medical billing and code, and I sat in classes with doctors, and I ran circles around them. I was a student. So I'm gonna tell you, if I wanted to be a doctor, I could have been. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I feel like my calling is somewhere else, and I got a spirit of helping people. I don't mind helping folks. You know that personally. You asked me to help you with stuff, and what did I do? I jumped straight to it. I didn't ask you nothing. I didn't go, you know what I'm saying? I helped. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, it's crazy. A lot of people doggone. I have checked a lot of people about you when I was in school.
Oh,
I have. You know what I'm saying? But
really?
Yeah, I have, but it's like, you know what? Because I saw a friend in you, Meach. You understand?
All right.
And people don't understand. When you see a friend in somebody else, not a damn thing else matters.
True that. So, wow, I didn't even know he got that serious, because I don't talk to folk up here. Okay.
Right, but I done checked a few folks, you know what I'm saying, because I don't play with people. If you're close to me, you best believe I've been to knock a few folks out, and you didn't have to deal with it. I already done it. You know what I'm saying? I just don't. It ain't nothing to talk about. It's just something that needs to be handled or addressed. Right. Some people don't know, bro. I've really learned that some people just don't know, don't have a clue, and wasn't trained well.
Yeah, that's true.
So it is what it is. But at the same time, I'm not gonna allow their ignorance to doggone pick and choose who I befriend. You get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And you're not gonna draw me into your ignorant conversation and expect me to give. You gonna come to me with something ignorant and you want me to reply ignorant? No, I'm not gonna reply ignorant. I'm going to educate your ignorant ass.
Exactly. Okay, that and co-sign and bullshit, honey. No. Okay.
Right. No, we don't do that.
No, we don't. We do not reward negative behavior here.
But see, at the same time, like you were saying about her saying so much about her husband being the super dad or whatever it is, I'm gonna tell you the reason why it's like that. And I'm gonna break it, and you're gonna know this. I'm gonna break this down to you. Women are the softest in the world in the parental package.
Right.
They can cuss their child out to the hilt, tell them I'm never speaking to you no more, and go right out and buy them a diamond necklace. All the same breath.
That's true.
A father is gonna tell you grounded for 30 days, and he ain't gonna let your ass off to the 31st day.
That's right.
The mama gonna tell you get out of my face 30 minutes later.
Right.
And and that's exactly what it is. Well, how kids know the difference of what to do and what not to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a woman, you know what I'm saying, should do the maternal stuff where they show love to the authority. Because if you see the mama showing love to the authority, it strengthens her words when the authority's not there.
Exactly.
But if a mama,
come on now.
you know what I'm saying? So the mama, if she's not having a distant wedge, or she's always coming home, going to sleep, going to work, and everything, and they don't see a intimate connection between the two, then they feel like, oh, I can play both ends against the middle, or I know who not to mess with, and I know who to mess with.
Exactly.
But
exactly.
You want to kill the divide and conquer? Show parental intimacy between the husband and the wife in front of the child, and that's going to strengthen the mother's voice. She's going to go from octaves all the way up to alto all the way down when she speaks.
Right. That
so therefore, it kills her. It stops her yelling. She doesn't have to yell at this child. She can even use the father as a tool and say, hey, you know, if that room's not clean for your dad get here, you're going to have a problem. You better get to it. They're going to jump through it. But if
you know what? I'm flashing back to my mother. Yeah.
Exactly. But if you actually, if you actually don't have the father there, and you can hear this, you better go clean your room. Yeah, okay, whatever. What's on this channel, man? Turn the TV. They ain't moving.
Right.
Because mama's conversation most of the time is all threats, no action.
And you know what? Now here's the thing with that, because and I'm gonna say that with these newfangled bitches, okay? Because old school women, particularly black women, and I'm gonna say women of color, because our Caucasian sisters, you know, they were very docile.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say Northerners, because I don't know about country children, because see, white country women are a little bit different. Okay, they're Northern country women. Okay, so let me remove that element, because I don't know about Southern women in that regard. I don't know that they raise differently, but Northern Caucasian sisters have been very docile, and it's always been, you know, father had the last word, and you know, he was a disciplinarian, she was the nurturer, and that was always the household.
Exactly.
In black households, because of what we had to go through, it was both the mama and the daddy were the disciplinarians. Mama was more so the nurturer, and daddy was the teacher. Okay.
Yeah.
Daddy was more so, I got to show you what you need to do to get over, and how to be the man that you are. Okay.
Right.
And then for daddies or girls, daddies have to show their daughters what to expect from a man. Okay, this is what you need to know. Because if your daddy didn't do it for you, don't let no other motherfucker do this, and this. You know? And so they became the people. But what ended up happening in that dynamic, and that there was when the family, the black family in particular, started to break down. And, you know, father became less and less at home. And let me not say less and less at home. I'm going to say less and less hands-on. Because even when father was there, but he working all these damn hours, 16, 23 hours a day and shit, and you don't see him till the weekend. And then when you do see him, all he got is a bunch of orders because now he's at home, he's trying to rest, and now it becomes, okay, you make sure you're daddy. And, you know, and so now he want to show that he's still the father, you know, and show that his money still means something and this, that, and the other. So he just became someone who was barking orders and just became this strict little something. And God forbid if he was a damn pastor on top of it or the deacon of the church.
Exactly.
Okay. So then when women began to, because like my parents divorced when I was 8. Okay. So, and in my household, I was afraid of my mother more than my daddy because my mama hit harder than daddy.
Right.
Or at least he didn't hit us as hard as he could have or whatever. I'll put it that way. Mama used to beat our asses, okay, because you gonna do what the hell I say, and I ain't got to, and I'm just like her with that. I ain't got to tell you 3 times, which is why, you know, I had to monitor my temper, because like when I'm at work or whatever, my mama kicked in because I done told you know, you gonna cut that music down, okay, and I done came back here. Now y'all got to get the fuck up out of here. And I don't have to say that 3 times, you know, because now on the 3rd time, that's an ass whooping. Okay.
Exactly. Ain't nothing to negotiate about.
No. And I raised my nieces and my nephews because they had to learn this quickly. Because I would say, you know, their mama would tell them to do something, and they would stand there. And about 2 minutes of it went by, and I said, what did your mama tell you to do? She said, and I would pop them right in their damn head or wherever. That means you heard her. You don't sit down here and arbitrarily wait till you gonna do something, little fucker. Your mama told you to do something. Get it done. So then what they started learning was, they started to learn, oh, I didn't hear her, that you better ask her what she said. So they learned that quick. But that dynamic, we had it, but then we lost it when our parents, especially when the whole idea of the single parent became the norm. And so mama, now she working 2 or 3 jobs. She's not at home anymore. And the kids are raising themselves. And this, that, and the other. So now I ain't got to say nothing because you ain't going to be here. You don't know what I'm doing when I do when you're gone. And by the time you get back, it's going to already be done. So if I get an ass whooping, well, okay. But I'm going to have my fun. You know. Yeah. And then it became that. And then now, then they grew up to have kids. And so now these are our grandbabies who got all this mouth, and we don't know where the hell it come from. Okay, because it's like, oh, hell no. You know, and now our grandbabies done had children, and now everybody's so busy trying to be a fucking friend to their kids, and then grandmama, she feels as though she don't. Yeah.
Hold on, let me address that right there. Let me address that right there. Ladies, if you are listening, you cannot push nothing out of your vagina and call it your friend. Okay? You cannot. It cannot go down your birth canal. You cannot walk around nurturing this for 9 to 10 months, eating and sharing food and nutrients, push it out into this world and call it your friend. That is not the definition. That is your child.
Yeah.
And I need whoever hear this to pass that on. Because I'm going through something right now that you wouldn't even understand. Okay? I've raised my daughters, and I'm helping raise 2 daughters that is not even mine because they have a dad that don't stay but 8 miles from them and won't even doggone buy them a lollipop. Okay? okay, and I've been raising them for the last 5 years now. But I also did not realize, I didn't check the fine print, that I've been raising them, and I have their mother is not have no maternal instinct because her mom, dad, and grandmother has been raising them for her, so she has not had to do nothing with them until I came along and made her go get her kids and move them to the household with us.
Mm-hmm.
So here it is. She's trying to be their friend. I have a 16-year-old girl in my house that's got a little hot in the tail, and she can't deal with her attitude because it's two women bumping heads. And here it is. I'm the person that is doing everything that the woman should be doing. Hell, I'm going to keep it 100 with you. I feel like I'm the only man on the planet that has taught somebody else's child how to doggone be clean as a woman and shaving armpits and showing her how. Why do I have to be okay, I'm a stepdad. I should not be teaching a little girl how to doggone shave her vagina.
Right.
That's just I am freaked out beyond that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the little girl wants to tell me everything in the world and can't speak to her mom.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know more about this child than her own mother knows because she comes to me.
Right. Because she's built up a trust with you. And someone actually cares. See, now, welcome to the plight of gay men. Because, see, we have been doing this for years. And, see, I had to tell that to Brother Umar Johnson because he wanted to tell me that basically because I do not sleep with women that I can never be a quote-unquote real man. And I said, wait a minute, brother, hold up. Because, see, that don't even make sense. I said, because it is me who helped your woman get herself together. I said, gay men have been doing that forever, child. We build up the woman. We idolize women so much so we build them up. We give them their confidence and this and another. We're the ones, that's my money buying Pampers and carrying on. When you, old straight man, don't want to sit down here and take care of your responsibility. Okay? That's me babysitting. That's me sitting up there doing this, a gay man. Okay? And when girls get broke off a good piece.
You know what? Meach, why? And I know you. Why you didn't ask that a-hole, I'm going to so it is today right now, if you said what you just said. He got the a-hole award from Big Red.
Okay.
But why you didn't ask him, a grown-ass man exercising abstinence, is he less of a man?
Wow. That, you know what? At that particular time, that's a good question. I may have to bring him back on the show because it might be time for me to stir up some shit again. Let
me tell you, when my TV show comes out, I'm going to have you on my TV show. When my TV show comes out in January, I want you there. You're going to be one of my guests, and you're going to see to understand why people don't mess with Big Red because Big Red don't mess with people.
How about that? Well,
because I said 100.
Okay. And there you have it. That's a really good question because, but I know I told him about the whole idea that the definition of masculinity has to be changed. And we have to embrace it to where it has to be moldable. Because right now, we're raising children and carrying on, you know, having that male presence there is a beautiful thing because it gives us the yin and the yang and gives us a total idea of what this is. My masculinity came from a feminine perspective because my mother was a tomboy, okay? My mother was the one who taught me how to change the oil in the car and how to check the oil and things of that nature. Not my dad, my mama, okay? My mother was the one who taught my brother how to throw a football. Okay.
And I get that. My mother taught me how to drive a motherfucking motorcycle.
How about that? Okay.
Now,
so in all of that, right? So you dig it, okay? So in all of that we're dealing with, you know, we have to be able to broaden that because what we have done in this particular culture, and it's unspoken, what is supposed to be so manly, so this and so that, is an unspoken rule. And now, what we have going to tie all this into the disciplinarian of the household, we have the women now who try to do it, but they don't have that masculine edge. And even to my studs out there, to my aggressive girls, my aggressive lesbians and things of that nature.
Exactly.
Yes, you all of that, but you still, if your masculinity is coming from a feminine perspective, okay?
It's still not. It's still
something missing from that. Yes.
Yes, it's estrogen with muscle. It is not testosterone.
I like that. Estrogen with muscle. Oh, wait a minute, I got to write that down. That's good. Oh, that's real good.
Man, they're not ready for me, Meach.
Estrogen with muscle. And that's not a put down. See, folks are thinking that was a put down. That's not a put down at all. It is what it is, baby. That's what it is. You got all of that, honey, and then for my trans men out there who are on testosterone and took your tea and everything, transformed. All right, that's lovely, and your mindset may be one thing. At the same time, there's still dynamics of being a man that you will never ever experience, because as a trans man, you will never understand what prostate cancer is. You will never understand when I say that I got blue balls or whatever. You won't understand that portion of it. Now, the testosterone will give you a feeling, but you won't understand it completely. And this is not a put down. It's just that there are limitations in all of that. And so when it comes down to this, and this is why I really need to find out if there's science behind that, outside of what we know with two-parent households, with tying all this back into the whole autism and how you interact with your son and how he interacts with his mom, and you got to check her, but what are you doing? No, he could do this for himself. He know how to do this. Why are you sitting up here babying him? I go back to, and talking about this, I go back to Will and Jada Smith when they did an interview right about the time that Jaden was doing the Karate Kid, the remake of the Karate Kid.
Yeah.
And Jada said she was on set. And, they were going through this exercise, this drill or whatever. And she thought that, Jaden was going through too much. Okay. And she was about to go shut it down, because he's like, wait a minute. And Will had to catch him and no, let him be. He got this. Let him be. But she couldn't. That was fucking with her because she was like, okay, now wait a minute now, that's my baby. And that whole idea of no, honey, I know that's your baby, but still, hold up. Remember on the Cosby Show when Rudy was out there playing football and she got tackled and Claire tried to run out there and Cliff had to grab her? No, honey, this is part of what this is. Okay, you can't run out there like that. No, mama. Okay, that's my baby. No, fuck that. Your baby wants to play football. This is part of the game. Okay. Okay.
That's the damn truth.
Hell.
That
all
is
right,
the damn truth.
So that there is what this is. And so tying all of that together, with this, I would love to talk to someone from the Autistic Society or whatever to talk about that, the dynamics of parenting and two-parent household, or at least even if it's not a two-parent household, as long as both parents are present in the child's life, actively present, and not just there.
And when her and I got a divorce, right?
Yeah.
We didn't let it be no different. We just set up things a lot. We set up things when it came to him. We set up things around him where it was both of us involved. Like right now, say that if he had a doctor's appointment today and he didn't go to school, his school, even though I'm all the way in Georgia, his school still texts me and let me know that he wasn't in class today. Okay. So that's how I know he have a doctor's appointment. Or if she's at a doctor's appointment and they're in the waiting room or whatever, she goes live or goes FaceTime with me, and he sees me. You know what I'm saying? I'll be talking to him through the thing, and I'll be like, you ready to see the doctor? I'm talking to him back and forth. And he laughing, you know what I'm saying, trying to talk back to me on the phone, but he see my face.
Mm-hmm.
And then, you know what I'm saying, and she's sitting right there. So now you at the doctor's office, and you see mommy and daddy.
Right.
So we use the technology to bridge the gaps of emotional doggone lapsing where we're not together as a couple, but he knows we're together as parents.
Dig that. Okay.
So when it has something to do with him, we go live with each other, or like every summer, like since she went up there last year. So the last summer just passed, I go up there and I spend 4 days in town. She used her little discount, books me a whole hotel. The hotel is 2 blocks from her house.
Dig. Okay. Right.
So when he goes to bed at night, I put him to bed at night. We hang out, and he, do his bath and shower, and we play video games until he fall asleep. And when he fall asleep, I go down to my room and I chill, or I go out on the town and hang out. And then when he get up in the morning for breakfast, I'm either in the kitchen already cooking, or me and her in there doggone cooking, and we got breakfast on the table. And her new fiance is me, her, and him. And my son at the table eating, everybody interacting and having a good time.
Right,
That's the love that he needs to see.
Right.
And he needs to see that I'm okay with this other guy.
Exactly.
And when he sees that I'm okay with this other guy, that one thing I can say about the choice that she made and the guy that she's with is he's very hands-on, and he helps me a lot. And the things that he don't know, he'll call me and ask me, what do I do? You know what I'm saying? Or how do I handle this with Trey before he does anything?
Oh, dig. Okay.
Because that's just, I'm one of them people. I demand a certain level of respect because I'll give you the same. You know what I'm saying? So he gives me that respect. You know what I'm saying? He'll like a trip will come up and he'll be like, "Yo, you gonna be in town around this time because Trey got a trip, and I didn't know if you wanted to go or did you care if I went? You know what I'm saying, or whatever." And I'll be like, if I'm not going to be there, I'll be like, man, go ahead and sign up and go. But one of us will be there. And just when y'all get to the trip, FaceTime me. So he'll see both of us, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Dig that. Okay. Cool.
So, you know what I'm saying? I had a plan. When I saw that me and her wasn't going to work out as a couple, I made sure that it didn't drop the ball with him, that we stayed hands-on with him so we can develop him into a healthy adult.
Dig that. All right. Well, there you have it, honey. And you know what? That's a perfect place to end because we have stopped streaming live. This part here, folks are only going to pick this up in the archives if they're not on the line. And this here is real healthy, real healthy. And I had to change my mindset because.
It's been a day, brother. It's been a day.
It has been a day, and yes, indeed. So we done did it, and we're going to call it break. So, all right, there be that. So what we're going to do here, I'm going to shut this on down because now I got to sit down here at the computer and find out how to mix this song. and trust my own abilities. What it is, I don't trust my abilities right now. So I'm going to go up in here and do what I think going to sound good and things of that nature, ask for help when I need it, and then we're going to do it. We're going to do it.
Let me tell you what to do. Don't go to Reason. Take the Reason file.
Yeah.
If you got an MP3 file, if you could convert what you got into an MP3 file, right?
Yeah.
And once you convert it into an MP3 file, take it and drop it on a Pro Tools file, on a Pro Tools line, right?
Right.
And then make you some extra lines and everything, and then go into the inserts of that, and then add your compression and your reverb and all that stuff through Pro Tools, and build it from there, and then bounce it out of Pro Tools as a Pro Tools track. And then when you turn it in your file, when you turn it in, turn in all the Reason stuff and all the Pro Tools stuff and everything, so you show how you doggone interacted with both programs and built it out. That way he'll be able to follow what you did.
Okay. All right.
But I'm saying it'll be easier. It'll be easier for you to doggone do all your mixing and stuff in Pro Tools than it is something else.
Oh well, all right. Well then we finna get started because this damn thing is due tomorrow. And yeah. So. All right. Well, that will be that, my darlings.
I'm going to hit you up in a minute because I want to show you something I did when I got up after this morning conversation.
Dig that. All right. Cool beans. Cool beans. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is our show for the day. We do apologize for those things that were out of our control. We will schedule a part 2 with Syleena because she was supposed to be coming back in, but when all this happened, we couldn't get her back and whatever. So, in the meantime and in between time, honey, I want you to know, honey, that everything that I'm doing will move forward, honey. If you love me, tell a friend. If you hate me, tell an enemy, honey. I don't care. Okay, at this particular point, honey. Please note that we will be doing Facebook Lives and carrying on. And go to my YouTube page if you miss any and everything here. I encourage all of you to go to the new website. We had to redesign the website, so please go to dishingtea.com and go to the bottom of the page, of the home page, and make sure you subscribe to the page because we do have an adult section on the page that you can't get to unless you subscribe. And it talks about all of our adult entertainers who've been on the program. And I got pictures and stuff up there, so you can't get to that unless you subscribe because you need to be a member. It's adult-only content, honey. Okay. So be that as it may, and we will go from there. So, honey, you may finish all of your crumpets, darling, because the tea has been dished. And you've been dishing tea, my darlings. With who? Big Meach, darling. And thank you, Big Red, for coming on in. Thank you, Syleena Johnson, for coming on in and doing your thing. And what I'm going to do here, I'm going to close out with Syleena, okay? Because it was all about her and things of that nature. We'll get her to come on back in when we can. And we're going to do this. Since we lost the Queen of Soul, we're going to do her tribute to the Queen of Soul.
Change, change, change.